So hey there guys, how are you all doing? Welcome to Investment Diaries episode number 2. So I've finally been able to get on the web here. It's been down for most of the day, and even after it came back on, it took me a little while to be able to log in and everything. But I sold a few more players, and this time I managed to, instead of using the Excel spreadsheet, I put it up on Google Docs, so I can look it up on my other laptop here to the side, so I don't have to keep switching back and forth. And I also put a link in the description if you want to check that out for some reason. But the first player here is going to be Montolivo, which I bought for 19.250 thousand, and we sell for 25,750. That's over 5k profit. And still kind of figuring out what the logistics, it's better how to do this on the whole picture-in-picture thing, how to show the deals before and after. Still trying to figure out the best way so I don't have to render like twice on Tony Vegas and a whole bunch of that stuff. But next we have Hangeland, which I bought for 15, sold for 18.25. And next we have Zagoev. He might have been in the first team of the year, first team of the week, but bought him for 9.4, so definitely quite cheap, and sold for 18,750. Next we have Mertens, and I was quite sure about investing in him because I believe in FIFA 12 and in FIFA 11 he did get an inform very early on, and it might have been his only inform for the rest of the year, and he definitely did increase in price. So I was quite sure about investing in him, and I bought him for 12,750 and sold for 24,750. Nice little profit on him. Okay, moving on. Next, we have him from Ruffier, bought for 10,000, sold for 14,250. Another goalkeeper in from Leno, bought for 10 as well, sold for 13,750. We have another De Bruyne. I believe I did have another one last week, and you can see his price I think went a little bit more, increased a little bit more since last week. I might have one last one of him. I'm not quite sure. Same thing with Strootman. He bought him for how much it was 9.7k. He was definitely going for 10k. Very, very easy to get him for 10k. That's why I think I have 3 of him, because I just threw in the bids and I just happened to win 3 of them. Just shows how much other people didn't want to buy him. But now he's gone up, almost 10k, something like that. And we made about a 9k profit, which is always good. Next we have him from Arango. Sold for 13,750. I bought him for 10,000. As usual. Next we have him from Rakitic. Maybe he was in the first team of the week or first or second. I don't remember. He was very early on. 9.5 I bought him for, sold for 14,750. Next we have him from Chucho Benitez. Bought for 10,000, sold for 13,750. Moving on here we have Sigurdsson, maybe. Not sure on the looking letter. Bought him for 10, sold for 16.5, quite good. We have another Didot, bought for 9.5, sold for 13,750. I think he sold for a little bit more last week, because I did sell another one of him last week. Might have been for a little bit more, not quite sure. And the last one here is going to be in from Ballesteros, bought for 9.9, sold for 11.25. It's pretty much the worst case scenario. He barely went up, but still I didn't lose any coins. Made about 700, 800 coins profit on him. That's the worst case scenario, pretty much, investing in the cheaper informs. But now let's move on here to the players that I invested on this week. Okay, now moving on to the players that I invested on this week. And as always, I did invest on Wednesday. A few people asked me on Sunday or before, whenever it was, that they got a player, if they should keep him or how much the player would increase. I mean, try to always do it on Wednesday, because pretty much almost always that will be the point that the player will be at his cheapest price. So just play it safe and get it always on Wednesday. There's no reason not to do it before, pretty much. And also what they did this week, and last year they did this pretty much every week, was at the last hour that the team of the week was in packs, they had a happy hour. So that's just a great opportunity to buy some of these players. I know they're going to be pulled from packs, and you might find a good buy now deal. It's just a good opportunity to invest in these players. First one was in from Gomez, paid 14,000. I kind of wanted to pay a little bit less. Might have been able to pay a little bit less if I was a little bit more patient, but I had to kind of rush through these players as I had to leave for a little football match I had a little bit later on that night. But next we have him from Arnautovic. He definitely is quite a good player. Bought for 12,250. Yep. Next we have him from Lopo, bought for 9,900. Pretty decent. This guy's from last week. I did buy 2 of him last week, if you remember, but I can't send him to the club because I have the other one there, so he's just gonna have to sit on my trade pile here. I might tell him next week, just so he gets out of my trade pile here. Next we have Mr. Joey Barton, bought for 9,800. Moving on, we have Stranzel, bought for 9,600. We have Michu, which we sold for 13,750. And a quick maybe tip on Michu, I could see him getting like an upgrade on January. So an EA have done this last year, which is they took some of the players that were playing well, and their upgrades, what they did is they just took the player's first in farm and just made that the upgrade. So maybe what they could do is, transform this card here into like his regular card. But still, maybe before then, his price can increase a little bit more, and I'll try to sell him before that happens. And this is the player from last week as well, if you remember. And let's just get these guys out of the way here, because we won't be selling them. But yeah, this is going to be it for today's episode. Oh, I forgot to say, the total profit was 67,000, pretty much 68,000 profit. And the overall profit, together with the last episode, so far our total investment profit is going to be just under 320,000 coins profit. And, so we made almost 70K profit this time. And, it was over more than 1 week. Some of these players I waited 4 or 5 weeks, however much time it was. But the key thing is if you do this every week, you can pretty much make 70K every week or something like that. And it's really 70K free coins that you're making, because this takes very little effort. And you do this with the coins you're not really using. So you just, you keep multiplying these coins that you're not using and the coins that you are using or in a team or to do some like proper trading. You can just do your thing. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time, and bye-bye.